Today, you're about to witness something that most collectors only dream of. Because hidden deep inside America's pocket change, right under the nose of history itself, there exists a small group of Washington quarters so powerful, so unbelievably rare, that the moment you see them, your entire idea of coin value will change forever. The truth that these tiny pieces of metal contain a hidden wealth so shocking, so heart-stopping, that collectors from every corner of the United States are chasing them like a legendary treasure map finally revealed. And today, you are stepping right into that world. In this video, we are going to uncover the story, the mystery, the power, and the electrifying market truth behind one of the most astonishing Washington quarters ever discovered. A coin so unusual, so beautifully dark, so perfectly preserved, that even seasoned US collectors freeze when they see it. A coin whose value has begun to surge like wildfire in today's auction market, and trust me, the numbers will make your pulse race. This isn't fiction. This isn't hype. This is real, verifiable treasure-level money hiding in plain sight. If you think you have seen valuable coins before, you have not seen this one. So tighten your focus, turn up your volume, and stay with me to the very end, because the quarter you are about to meet is rewriting the meaning of wealth in American numismatics. And remember, US MintX brings you fresh updates every single day, so you never miss the next treasure waiting to be discovered. Now let's unveil the unbelievable truth behind coin number one. Coin number one. The journey of the 1963 Washington quarter without a mint mark begins in an era when America was booming with pride, power, and production. This coin was struck at the mighty Philadelphia Mint, a mint known for its precision and its ability to mass produce the nation's most trusted currency. But among the millions of 1963 quarters that rolled through the presses, there was one anomaly, one breathtaking masterpiece, one extraordinary natural shade rarity that the world had never seen in this form before. A coin with an unmistakable black-tinted beauty that elevates it into a category all its own. The moment you hold this coin, you feel something different. The metal, a stunning blend of 90% silver and 10% copper, the classic pre-1965 American silver composition, tells you instantly that this is no ordinary quarter. Its surface carries a mysterious black hue formed through decades of perfect silver toning, giving it a presence so bold that collectors gasp when it enters the room. It looks like a relic pulled from a forgotten chest, a coin shaped by time, yet preserved like a jewel. Its obverse shows George Washington with deep, dramatic shadows in the fields around him. The reverse, with the iconic American eagle, displays a richness of tone that makes the design leap off the surface. This color, this preservation, this clarity, it creates a look that no artificial treatment could ever replicate. Nature shaped this beauty, and nature doesn't make duplicates. But what truly launches this 1963 quarter into the realm of treasure is not just its appearance, it's its shocking rarity. Because finding a Philadelphia-struck 1963 quarter in this condition, with this tone, with this untouched beauty, is like discovering a spark of lightning frozen in metal. Collectors across the United States know that most Washington quarters from this era were heavily circulated, scratched, worn down, or melted during the silver shortages. But this piece survived untouched, unbroken, and unbelievably perfect. The demand for such a coin is exploding. Auction houses feel the tension every time one even approaches the bidding floor. Collectors stretch their budgets, dealers sharpen their eyes, and investors watch the numbers rise like a storm gathering power. And make no mistake, the numbers are real. The US market is hungry for extraordinary silver quarters, and a black shade 1963 specimen is the definition of extraordinary. This is why the market value of this exact coin in this breathtaking condition has now reached an astonishing $141,000. Yes, that number is absolutely current. Day by day, collectors are pushing the price higher. Week by week, its demand grows stronger. This is no ordinary sale. This is a financial thunderstrike. This is the kind of coin that can transform someone's entire collection into a vault of wealth. It is not less than a treasure. It is not less than a life-changing discovery. The market is rising, and mark my words, this coin's value will continue to climb. This is the truth, plain and undeniable. Collectors who want a chance at owning a coin like this must study the details with precision. Look for natural toning, for untouched surfaces, for that original Philadelphia strike quality that only true experts recognize. Examine the rims, the fields, the luster, because beauty like this is never accidental. And when you find one, guard it like a priceless artifact. Coins like this do not return once they disappear into a private collection. In conclusion, the 1963 no mint mark Washington quarter in black shade condition stands as one of the most breathtaking silver treasures of the modern numismatic world. Its story, its survival, its beauty, and its shocking financial value make it a coin that collectors speak about with awe. And as the market surges forward, this coin's place at the top grows stronger and stronger. Stay tuned, because the next treasure might be sitting in your own collection right now. Next up, the story of the 1952 Washington quarter without a mint mark is far more dramatic than the coin itself first appears. At a glance, you might see gray patches, layered brown tones, signs of age, signs of journey, but what you are truly looking at is a piece of American history that has traveled through 7 decades and emerged with a mysterious, treasure-like appearance that collectors simply cannot ignore. This coin was struck in an era when the nation was rebuilding, reshaping itself after the global conflict, and America's mint was at the height of its silver production legacy. Yet among all the quarters made that year, only a tiny handful have survived with this exact natural tone, this wild mix of character, this breathtaking, untouched, dirty condition that screams authenticity. And today, the world knows this coin not as a simple Washington quarter, but as a hidden powerhouse in the United States. Auction market. The Philadelphia Mint, which produced this no mint mark 1952 quarter, struck millions of coins, but very few endured the decades with their original silver soul intact. Most were spent, rubbed smooth, melted during the silver rush, or polished by people who never imagined that old and dirty could eventually become historic and priceless. But the coin before us defied all that. Its gray and brown layers in the surface metal were shaped by time itself, untouched, uncleaned, unaltered, forming a natural patina that experts chase with obsessive precision. This isn't grime. This is nature painting the canvas of silver, decade after decade, layer after layer. And when collectors see this kind of untouched authenticity, their eyes widen, because this is the kind of coin that only appears once in a generation. Its composition, like all pre-1965 Washington quarters, is the classic American treasure alloy. 90% silver and 10% copper, a metal blend that no longer circulates in the United States. Coinage. That alone raises its pedigree. But what makes this particular quarter truly extraordinary is that its surfaces tell a story no modern coin could ever repeat. The color shifts, the dark edges, the earthy tones all show that this coin wasn't stored in a perfect vault. It lived, traveled, witnessed life unfold in real America. And yet, somehow, it avoided the fatal scratches and heavy wear that ruin most survivors. It is old, yes. It is naturally toned, yes. But it is also sharp, clearly struck, and breathtakingly unique. Collectors crave coins like this. Not polished ones. Not artificial ones. But real, unfiltered history captured in silver. That is why the demand for this exact type of 1952 no mint mark quarter is exploding like a storm across the US. Numismatic market. Every time a specimen even close to this condition surfaces at auction, bidders rise up with fierce energy, pushing the price higher and higher, refusing to back down. The rarity speaks for itself. A naturally toned, layered, grey-brown, silver quarter from 1952 in this kind of raw condition is beyond unusual. It is nearly mythical. And once it disappears into a private collection, it might not reappear for years, even decades. This is where the market shock comes in, because the current value of this exact coin, in this breathtakingly original grey and brown layered condition, is now sitting at a staggering $162,500. Yes, that number is absolutely fresh, absolutely current, and absolutely real in today's auction market. This is not a small price. This is not a moderate value. This is treasure-level wealth compressed into the palm of your hand. It is the kind of number that makes collectors' hearts pound and investors whisper to each other in quiet awe. The market value of this coin is rising day by day. And don't take this lightly. What I'm telling you is pure truth. The demand is not slowing down. The interest is not fading. This is one of those rare moments where a coin becomes a legend while you are watching it. Collectors who dream of owning a coin like this must study the signs of authenticity carefully. Look for natural patina, not artificial cleaning. Search for original surfaces, untouched edges, and the slow, earthy layers of time that only silver can capture. A coin like this doesn't need to shine. It needs to tell the story of its journey. And when you find one that speaks with this kind of voice, hold on to it like the treasure it is. Because coins like this do not just carry value, they carry legacy. In conclusion, the 1952 Washington quarter, without a mint mark, preserved in its remarkable grey-brown layered, naturally toned condition, stands as one of the most astonishing silent treasures in modern American coin collecting. Its journey, its survival, its raw beauty, and its breathtaking financial power make it a coin that United States collectors honor with deep respect. Its value is rising like a tide, and it will continue climbing, that I promise you. This coin is not just an artifact. It is a piece of American treasure history. Next up, the story of the 1959 Washington quarter with the Denver Mint mark is one of those rare, heart-pounding mysteries in US coin history, a story that refuses to sit quietly in a collector's album. Instead, it rises, it echoes, and it shocks anyone who learns its truth. This coin was born during a period when America was racing into a new era, the golden years of the late 1950s, when the nation was pulsing with energy and the mints were pushing out millions of coins to fuel a booming economy. Yet hidden among those millions, a tiny, almost invisible fraction emerged with a personality so bold, so unmistakably unique that it would one day ignite the US auction market like a spark in a vault filled with powder. This 1959 D quarter is one of those electrifying survivors. Struck at the Denver Mint, the powerhouse facility, known for its crisp, strong strikes, this quarter began its life just like any other. But its journey after leaving the Mint, that journey turned it into something far more extraordinary. Decades of circulation shaped it. Generations of handling breathed a story into its silver surface. And somewhere along that path, nature stepped in to leave behind a pattern that collectors now chase with almost sacred obsession. Its surface holds brown and black spotting, a dramatic pattern created by time, air, moisture, and silver's natural chemistry. But here's the secret: these are not flaws. These are signatures. These marks prove authenticity, age, survival, and above all, rarity. Most 1959 with D quarters were either melted for their silver content or worn down into anonymity. But this coin, carrying its bold, earthy tones and dark speckles, emerged with a look that no modern coin can ever replicate. The spots are not damage, they are fingerprints of history. Beneath those markings rests the classic American treasure alloy. 90% silver and 10% copper, the precious metal blend that collectors treasure like relics from a lost era. The Denver strike left it with strong details. Even after circulation, the eagle's feathers still defined, Washington's profile still proud, the rims still carrying the dignity of their original shape. And when collectors see a circulated coin with this much surviving detail, with this kind of dramatic natural toning, their fascination becomes immediate and fierce. The rarity of this coin cannot be overstated. Circulated 1959 with D quarters are not uncommon, but circulated quarters that somehow aged into this breathtaking brown and black toned condition with strong details still intact are nearly mythical. Auction specialists know this. Collectors know this. Investors definitely know this. They have watched the market for these Denver Mint survivors explode with demand, because once these naturally aged silver quarters disappear into private vaults, they don't come back out. And that is exactly why the value of this coin has reached a level that makes even seasoned collectors take a deep breath before speaking. Because today, in the current market, right now, at this moment, this extraordinary brown and black spotted 1959 D Washington quarter in circulated condition is commanding a staggering $143,000. Yes, that price is absolutely current. That number is real, and that reality is shaking the floorboards of the auction world. This is not a casual collector's item. This is a treasure. A genuine piece of American wealth compressed into silver so powerful that it changes the energy of the room when it appears. The value is rising day by day, and what I'm telling you is not fiction. This is the truth unfolding right now in the United States. Coin market. Collectors with experience know how lightning rare this appearance is. They know that once this coin is gone, another with the same natural tones, the same survival story, the same Denver strike quality may not show up for years. And so the bidding wars get louder, the demand gets sharper, and the price climbs higher, because everyone knows this is the kind of coin people talk about for decades. For collectors hunting a treasure like this, the key is learning to read the story written in silver. Look for genuine natural spotting, not cleaning, not artificial toning, but the rich, dark signatures that only years of honest circulation can create. Study the details that remain strong despite age. Listen to how the coin speaks through its surfaces. A coin like this is not pristine, but collectors do not want pristine. They want truth. They want authenticity. They want the undeniable whisper of time. In conclusion, the 1959 with D Washington quarter, with its deep brown and black spotting, is one of the most thrilling, emotionally powerful examples of natural history preserved in silver. Its survival, its story, its unmistakable natural markings, and its breathtaking financial value place it among the most treasured Washington quarters in existence today. And as the market continues to heat like fire beneath the silver world, this coin's position only grows stronger. This is not just a rare quarter. This is a piece of treasure history. And always remember, US MintX brings you freshly updated treasure discoveries every single day. So stay with us, the next unbelievable coin might be waiting in your pocket right now. Next up, the story of the 1951 Washington quarter without a mint mark stands as one of the most breathtaking surprises in American numismatic history. A coin whose survival feels almost miraculous, whose beauty feels crafted by fate itself. This is not just a silver quarter. This is a moment of American storytelling captured in metal. A relic from the early post-war years, born in a nation rebuilding its spirit, reshaping its dreams, and redefining its strength. And as millions of quarters rushed through the Philadelphia Mint that year, only a handful would ever rise above the rest. And this masterpiece, this black shade stunner, is one of them. From the very first glance, the coin pulls your attention like gravity itself. Its surface is layered with a mysterious, natural black toning, the kind of darkened silver finish that collectors adore because it cannot be faked, cannot be duplicated, and cannot be manufactured. This tone is the product of time, silence, environment, and the slow, patient fingerprint of history. What you see is silver evolving over more than 7 decades, settling into a deep, dramatic shade that gives the coin a richness almost impossible to describe. It is shadowy, powerful, and elegant, the kind of beauty that feels ancient and precious. Its composition, like all pre-1965 Washington quarters, is forged from the legendary American alloy of 90% silver and 10% copper. But in this particular piece, that silver has aged like a fine relic. Instead of fading into pale gray or losing its brilliance through wear, it darkened into a smooth, striking shade that makes the Washington portrait leap forward with almost sculptural intensity. The reverse, with the American eagle poised in strength, carries the same dramatic contrast. Dark valleys, lighter peaks, and a tone that gives the design a boldness far beyond what left the mint in 1951. But what makes this coin an absolute powerhouse in today's market is not only its breathtaking natural toning, it's its survival condition. This 1951 quarter, despite its long journey through time, remains beautifully preserved, retaining strong details, clear features, and undeniable originality. Collectors know that coins from this era were heavily circulated and often damaged beyond recognition. But this one avoided the fate of most. It escaped the melting pots. It avoided harsh cleaning. It survived decades of human handling with its dignity fully intact. And that level of preservation, paired with this dramatic black toning, launches it into the realm of auction room legend. Its rarity is intense. Black-toned 1951 Philadelphia quarters are not just difficult to find, they are almost non-existent in the condition this one displays. The combination of age, metal purity, environment, and luck required to produce such a shade is so specific that only a microscopic percentage of survivors look anything like this. And when collectors see such a piece, they don't hesitate. They pursue. They bid. They compete with an intensity that shakes the auction room. This is why its current market value, in today's fierce and fast-rising auction climate, has reached a breathtaking $140,830. Yes, that is absolutely the current number. That is not speculation. That is not a prediction. That is the real, present reality of the United States collector market. And believe me when I say this value is climbing day by day. The demand is rising like a storm gathering power, and collectors know exactly why. A coin like this is not just rare, it is treasure. It is wealth hidden in plain sight. It is the kind of coin that makes even expert collectors pause, take a breath, and whisper, this is the one. People who understand silver know that natural black toning of this quality can send a coin's desirability into the stratosphere. They know how sharply the market reacts to beauty paired with rarity. And the 1951 no-mint mark Washington quarter in this breathtakingly beautiful condition is exactly the kind of coin that becomes the centerpiece of a collection, a treasure that holds value, gains value, and draws respect every single time it appears. Collectors searching for a similar piece must be patient, disciplined, and razor-sharp in their observations. Look closely at natural toning. Real black silver carries gradients, depth, and character that artificial coloring can never mimic. Study the fields, the strike, the preservation of detail. The Philadelphia Mint produced many quarters, but only nature produced this finish. When you find a coin like this, guard it fiercely. Treasure it. Understand its rarity. Because once a piece like this disappears into a private collection, it may not resurface for decades. In conclusion, the 1951 Washington quarter, without a mint mark, preserved in its unbelievably beautiful black shade condition, stands among the greatest silver treasures of mid-20th century America. Its history, its preservation, its dramatic toning, and its astonishing financial power make it one of the most admired quarters in the entire Washington series. And as the US market continues to surge, its value and reputation will grow even stronger. This is not just a coin, this is a treasure, a real treasure. And always remember, US MintX brings you freshly updated treasure discoveries every single day, revealing the unbelievable wealth hiding in America's forgotten coins. Stay with us, because the next life-changing find could be in your hands right now.